The world around us hums with ancient energy, and nowhere is this more evident than in the ubiquitous spiral. It's not just a pretty pattern, it's a key, a conduit, a whisper from forgotten eons. Imagine standing at the mouth of a cave, its rough walls adorned with symbols that have witnessed millennia. Our journey begins here, in the dim, flickering light of ancient fires, where the first humans etched the spiral into existence. These weren't idle doodles. They were attempts to map the cosmos, to understand the deep forces that governed their lives. These early etchings served as more than mere art. They were believed to be vital for channeling energy, for opening pathways to realms beyond our immediate perception. Think of it as a primitive form of high-frequency communication, a way to tap into the fabric of reality itself. The very act of carving that swirling line was an invocation, a prayer, a declaration of intent to connect with something greater. It was a primal understanding of how geometry could act as a bridge between the seen and the unseen, a doorway etched in stone. The spiral's power wasn't confined to cave walls. It seeped into the very origins of spiritual practice, becoming a cornerstone of rituals designed to communicate with otherworldly forces. It was a universal language, understood by those who sought to commune with realms beyond their physical form. We'll start by unraveling how these ancient carvings were meant to function as gateways, but this is just the first layer of a much deeper mystery. In the next section, we'll delve into the Vatican's secret understanding of this symbol, a knowledge they've meticulously hidden. The spiral's pervasive presence in human history is no accident. It's a deliberate imprint, a code woven into the fabric of our existence. Now, let's unearth the first layers of this ancient language, beginning with the Paleolithic gateways. And real quick, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos. Now let's get started. The Vatican archives whisper secrets of an ancient, potent symbol they refer to as the breath of the serpent. This isn't a metaphor. It's a hidden designation for the spiral, a name that carries a chilling implication. It suggests not just a symbol, but a living, breathing entity, a force that can be invoked. Within dusty, vellum-bound manuscripts, scholars have glimpsed fragmented texts that speak of this breath as a summons, a way to draw something forth, or perhaps to allow something in. For centuries, the Church has held a guarded silence on this matter, burying this knowledge deep within its labyrinthine libraries. Why such a fervent desire to obscure the true nature of the spiral? What did they fear would happen if humanity rediscovered its power? The texts hint at a profound connection, a way the spiral could amplify intentions, shape consciousness, and even manipulate the very essence of the soul. This hidden knowledge suggests the spiral isn't just a symbol of cosmic order, but a tool, a powerful mechanism for interaction with non-physical dimensions. Imagine realizing that a symbol you've seen everywhere, in art, in nature, in sacred spaces, is actually an active component in a grander, perhaps more sinister, design. The Vatican's silence is deafening, and it forces us to ask, what essential truth are they trying to keep from us by concealing the true meaning of this ancient summons? We've uncovered the Vatican's veiled terminology for the spiral, marking it as a deliberate summons. But this serpent's breath was not only documented in secret texts, it was actively employed in ancient rites. In the next section, we will explore the Mithraic rituals, where the spiral served as a powerful tool for descent into the unknown. Deep within the shadowed world of Mithraic worship, the spiral was more than just a decorative element. It was a sacred diagram, a map for a profound, often perilous spiritual journey. The initiates of Mithras, a mystery religion adopted by Roman soldiers, understood the spiral as a path of initiation, a descent into deeper layers of consciousness and into alien realms. These aren't merely metaphorical journeys. Ancient accounts and archaeological findings suggest that Mithraic rites involved actual practices designed to alter perception, to push the boundaries of the known self. The spiral here was the central motif, appearing in their temples, their artifacts, and their symbolic understanding of the universe. It represented the winding path towards illumination, but also the terrifying possibility of getting lost in the darkness. Imagine being an ancient initiate facing the chilling power of the spiral. It beckoned you downwards into a vortex of experience that no ordinary mortal could comprehend. The geometry of the spiral was believed to resonate with cosmic frequencies, to create a subtle energetic shift that could open the mind to experiences beyond normal human capacity. This wasn't just about understanding. It was about transformation, about shedding the old self and embracing a terrifying new awareness. The spiral's role in Mithraic rites points to a deliberate manipulation of consciousness, a controlled descent into forbidden knowledge. But this was not the only ancient tradition that understood the spiral's power. In the next section, we will explore the druidic use of spiral stones, revealing their connection to invisible, energetic frequencies. Journey to the ancient lands of the Celts, and you'll find standing stones, their surfaces intricately carved with spirals that have endured for millennia. These aren't just markers left by priests. They are tuned instruments, resonating with frequencies that our modern world has largely forgotten. The Druids, those enigmatic mystics, understood the spiral not only as a symbol, but as a device, a way to interact with the invisible currents that flow through the earth and the cosmos. These stones, charged with the energy of the spiral, were believed to act as conduits. They could harmonize with the planet's own vibrational signature, or perhaps broadcast a signal to influence it. Think of the spiral on these stones as an antenna designed to pick up or transmit subtle energetic information. It was a technology of the ancient world, one that bypassed the need for metal and wires, relying instead on the inherent power of geometry and the Earth's own magnetic field. The Druidic spiral was an invitation to perceive beyond the visible spectrum, to listen to the silent hum of the universe. It was a tool for accessing a deeper reality, one where spiritual and physical realms were seamlessly interwoven. The placement of these stones, the precise curvature of their spirals, all spoke of a sophisticated understanding of energetic architecture. They were designed to create specific effects, to open pathways, or to anchor energies that were crucial for their sacred practices. We've seen how Druids harnessed the spiral for energetic manipulation, but this ancient understanding of geometric power extends into the very heart of our modern, technological landscape. In the next section, we'll investigate the chilling presence of the corporate spiral, revealing its role in logos, product lines, and the insidious creation of neural loops. Look around you. In the sleek, modern architecture of our most influential corporations, the spiral is not merely an aesthetic choice, it is a calculated implant. The logos of tech giants, the design of their campuses, even the layout of their flagship stores, often feature this ancient curve. It's a subtle, yet pervasive, repetition that burrows into our subconscious, a branding that goes far beyond mere recognition. Companies are not just selling products. They are selling experiences, and the spiral is the architect of these experiences. It's a symbol that, when placed strategically, can evoke feelings of continuity, of being drawn in, of effortless engagement. This isn't accidental. It's a deep dive into the psychology of attraction and retention, using a symbol proven to resonate through millennia to create indelible connections with consumers. The spiral in corporate design acts as a subtle hypnotist. It draws the eye, it smooths the passage, and it guides our attention, often without us even realizing it. Think about how many product lines, how many brand narratives follow a cyclical or ever-expanding path. This geometric echo is not a coincidence. It's a deliberate design to keep us engaged, to subtly direct our desires, and to ensure we remain within their ever-expanding orbit. We've witnessed how the corporate world has embraced the spiral for its manipulative power, weaving it into our consumption patterns. But this symbol's influence doesn't stop at branding. It's intimately tied to a more fundamental geometry of control. In the next section, we'll dissect the black cube geometry and its chilling connection to the spiral's ultimate purpose. The black cube, a form we encounter in sacred geometries, in ancient relics, and now, ominously, in the branding of certain powerful entities. It stands in stark contrast to the fluid, organic movement of the spiral, yet these two forms are inextricably linked. The black cube is a symbol of restriction, of containment, of a singular, unyielding point. And when it pairs with the spiral, a disturbing synergy emerges. Imagine the spiral, a vortex of potential, being directed or contained by the blunt force of the black cube. This isn't just a visual juxtaposition, it's a metaphysical one. The cube represents a finality, a boundary, a destination. The spiral, on the other hand, implies movement, evolution, or perhaps a cyclical trap. When they are combined, what narrative do they tell? Is it the winding path leading to a dead end, or the energy spiral deliberately channeled into a cage? This geometric pairing hints at a deliberate architecture of control, where expansive energetic forms are funneled into rigid, defined structures. It speaks of intent, of a desire to harness or limit certain forces for a specific purpose. The cube can be seen as an altar, a focal point, and the spiral's role in conjunction with it suggests it's not about creation, but about a controlled offering or a perpetual, binding service. We've explored the unsettling alliance between the spiral and the black cube, revealing a geometry of restriction. Now, we must confront how this pattern extends to the most foundational feminine energies, setting the stage for a significant inversion. In the next section, we will investigate the transformation from Astarte to Astaroth and the spiral's role in reversing the sacred mother current. The name Astarte rings with echoes of beauty, fertility, and divine feminine power, a matriarchal goddess revered across ancient civilizations. Yet over time, her essence was subtly twisted, her benevolent image corrupted into the darker, more fearsome figure of Astaroth. This isn't just a linguistic shift. It's a profound symbolic inversion, and the spiral plays a critical part in this transformation, acting as a deconstructive force. Astaroth, often depicted as a demon, carries a chilling narrative of ruin and deception, a stark contrast to Astarte's nurturing embrace. The spiral's involvement here is not incidental. It represents the unraveling, the unwinding of divine essence. Imagine the pure, ascending spiral of life force associated with Astarte being deliberately reversed, coiled inwards, corrupted, and ultimately trapped within the demonic archetype of Astaroth. This spiral reversal signifies more than just changing perceptions of a goddess. It mirrors a broader societal and spiritual suppression of the feminine. It suggests a deliberate effort to take something inherently powerful and life-giving and to twist it into a symbol of fear and subjugation. The serpent's breath, once a symbol of creation, is recontextualized as a whisper of damnation. The shift from Astarte to Astaroth reveals a pattern of corrupting sacred feminine archetypes, a deliberate spiral reversal of the mother current. But this manipulation of divine energy has profound implications for our very existence. In the next section, we will delve into Gnostic fragment Q27, uncovering how the spiral is intricately linked to the illusion of reincarnation as a soul trap. Deep within the fragmented lore of the Gnostics, a puzzling text known as Fragment Q27 offers a startling perspective on the nature of existence. It speaks of the spiral not as a path of growth or enlightenment, but as an essential component of a cosmic illusion, a sophisticated trick that binds souls through the cycle of reincarnation. This fragment suggests that the very mechanism designed to offer the soul further chances might be a sophisticated trap. The Gnostics understood that the material world and the cycles within it were not what they appeared. They believed in a demiurge, a lesser creator who fashioned a flawed reality. Fragment Q27 hints that the spiral, seen in so many spiritual contexts as a journey or evolution, is, in fact, a meticulously designed loop within this flawed creation. It's the cosmic merry-go-round that keeps souls tethered, replaying experiences until they forget their true origin. Imagine an infinite spiral that doesn't lead out, but simply turns back on itself, reintroducing the same lessons, the same challenges, in slightly altered forms. This isn't about learning, it's about perpetual engagement within a contained system. The gift of reincarnation, as presented in many traditions, is reframed as a sophisticated way to harvest soul energy or to prevent souls from escaping the matrix. The Gnostic revelation in fragment Q27 paints a grim picture of reincarnation as a spiraling prison. But this understanding of entrapment isn't confined to ancient texts. It's embedded in the grandest spiritual architecture we've built. In the next section, we will decode the spiral ceiling codes within cathedrals, exposing how these sacred spaces may serve a similar purpose of spiritual anchoring. Step inside a grand cathedral, lift your gaze to the soaring ceilings, and what do you often see? Elaborate frescoes, intricate mosaics, and at their heart, the recurring motif of the spiral. These aren't just decorative flourishes meant to inspire awe. They are carefully coded symbols, designed by architects who understood more than just engineering, but the energetic implications of sacred geometry and how to imprint that into stone and sky. The spiral on these vaulted ceilings acts like a celestial map, but not one of liberation. Instead, it's a blueprint for anchoring, for drawing energies down from above, or perhaps containing spiritual essence within the confines of the earthly structure. Think of it as an inverted funnel, where the boundless energy of the heavens is directed and bound within the walls of the cathedral, a spiritual tether. The precise curvature, the placement, the scale of these spirals are all deliberate. They are designed to resonate at specific frequencies, to create a subtle but powerful energetic field. This field, intended to be one of reverence and connection, might also serve to create a spiritual anchor point, a place where souls are drawn and perhaps persuaded to remain, rather than continue their unhindered cosmic journey. We've seen how cathedrals might utilize the spiral for energetic anchoring, but the influence of this symbol extends to the most primal expressions of spiritual manipulation. In the next section, we will investigate the disturbing spiral hand gesture seen in possession rites, revealing its direct connection to astral anchoring and spiritual hijacking. Within the shadowed circles of certain esoteric rituals, a disturbing hand gesture emerges, one that mirrors the ancient spiral. This is not mere theatricality. It is a sigil enacted through the body, a potent tool used in rites of alleged possession and astral anchoring. The spiral, in this context, becomes a very personal, very intimate tool for spiritual manipulation and control. When an individual performs this spiral hand gesture during a ritual, it's believed to create a vortex, a localized energetic whirlpool emanating from their own being. This is not about summoning something to oneself, but rather about opening a specific conduit, a pathway that can be exploited. It's a bid to detach the soul from its natural anchor, its true self, and to create an opening for another entity to ingress. The gesture is designed to disrupt the natural energetic flow of the individual, to make them vulnerable. It's a visual and energetic lockpick, used to pry open the soul's defenses for external influence. The spiral's inherent nature as a drawing-in force is leveraged here, not for spiritual ascent, but for spiritual hijacking, for the anchorless soul to be susceptible to being held by something foreign. We have uncovered the disturbing use of the spiral hand gesture in possession rites as a method of astral anchoring. This manipulation isn't confined to ritualistic settings. It's deeply embedded in the very architecture of modern communication and influence. In the next section, we will examine Silicon Valley architecture and its hidden spiral harmonics, revealing how this ancient symbol is used to shape our collective consciousness. The gleaming towers and sprawling campuses of Silicon Valley are more than just centers of technological innovation. They are monuments to a new kind of energy, and the spiral is masterfully woven into their very fabric. From the curved facades of their headquarters to the layout of their campuses, the spiral's harmonics are subtly influencing our collective consciousness, shaping our thoughts and behaviors in ways we rarely recognize. These architectural choices are not random. They are designed to resonate with ancient energetic principles that can amplify focus, encourage constant engagement, and foster a sense of continuous, yet circular, progress. The spiral in this context acts as an energetic conditioner, subtly coaxing users into specific mental states, encouraging endless scrolling, and reinforcing the very patterns of consumption and digital immersion that define our era. Think of the spiral's presence in these spaces as a low-frequency hum, constantly interacting with our own bioenergetic fields. It's a form of subtle persuasion, a geometric hypnosis that encourages us to remain plugged in, to keep returning, to get caught in the digital vortex. The very design of these places, imbued with spiral harmonics, is intended to optimize for constant connection and engagement, often at the expense of deeper, unplugged consciousness. We've observed how Silicon Valley architecture employs spiral harmonics to influence us, but this symbol's deeper roots lie in an even more ancient worship. In the next section, we will delve into the worship of Saturn and the profound loss of the divine spiral, revealing a foundational connection to our current predicament. The sky is dominated by one planet, its rings a stark reminder of cosmic architecture, Saturn. For millennia, this celestial body has been associated with ancient deities, particularly with the figure of Kronos or Father Time. But the reverence for Saturn goes beyond mere observation. It signifies a deeper, more primal worship that has profoundly shaped human consciousness and critically led to the suppression of what we might call the divine spiral. The worship of Saturn often represents a turning inward, a focus on material structure, on cycles of limitation, and on the farther aspect of divinity. This focus, by its very nature, can overshadow the expansive, creative, and liberating aspects of the divine spiral, which represents flow, freedom, and ascension. The emphasis on Saturn's domain, structure, order, and time can lead to a spiritual paralysis, a sense of being bound by cosmic laws rather than liberated by them. This ancient Saturnian influence, deeply ingrained in various spiritual traditions, can be seen as a cosmic counterpoint to, or an intentional distortion of, the natural, upward spiraling energy of life. It's a gravitational pull towards density, towards form, and towards a reality where the spiral becomes a symbol of entrapment rather than transcendence. When Saturn's energies dominate, the natural, divine spiral is often forgotten, its sacred purpose obscured. We've traced the influence of Saturn worship and its role in obscuring the divine spiral, but the use of spiral symbolism extends into more deliberate methods of spiritual manipulation. In the next section, we will explore spiral sigils and their function as tools for astral anchoring, further revealing how this ancient geometry is used to control spiritual pathways. In the clandestine arts of magic and spiritual manipulation, the spiral transforms from a cosmic symbol into a potent sigil, a specific, condensed form of geometric power intended for focused application. These spiral sigils are not mere drawings. They are energetic blueprints designed to anchor consciousness, to create specific energetic vortices, and to facilitate the anchoring of spirits or entities into particular dimensions or even individuals. When a spiral sigil is drawn, consecrated, or visualized with intent, it becomes a focal point for energetic intention. It's a way to create a stable, observable anchor in the astral realm, a beacon or a tether that can hold attention, influence perception, or facilitate the transfer of spiritual energy. Think of it as creating a specific energetic frequency, a lock that can be keyed into or used to bind something to a specific location or state. The danger lies in the precision of these sigils. They are designed to be effective, to create a direct energetic link, For those who are not aware of their power or their purpose, these sigils can act as unintentional doorways, drawing energies or entities towards them, effectively anchoring something to their aura or their energetic field without their consent. It's a precise form of spiritual engineering used to create deliberate connections and dependencies. We have seen how spiral sigils are used for astral anchoring, a method of spiritual manipulation. But this manipulation has also found its way into the darkest corners of spiritual practice, specifically within necromantic interfaces. In the next section, we will explore the spiral's presence in necromantic interfaces and how it serves to bind the dead and the living in unsettling ways. The grim practices of necromancy, the manipulation of the dead, often employ symbols and rituals that bridge the veil between worlds. Within these forbidden traditions, the spiral appears not as a symbol of life or progression, but as a tool to create enduring connections, to bind spirits to the earthly plane, or to establish interfaces through which the living can exert control over the departed. In necromantic contexts, the spiral can function as a tether, preventing a spirit from fully transitioning to the afterlife. It's used to create a persistent energetic link, a coiled pathway that keeps the departed soul bound to the living, accessible for communication or, more chillingly, for manipulation. This is an inversion of its life-affirming aspects, turning it into a symbol of unnatural anchoring and spiritual servitude. Imagine the spiral not leading upward or outward, but forming a persistent, entangling loop around a disembodied consciousness. These necromantic interfaces, often complex symbolic arrangements involving the spiral, aim to create a stable connection, a phone line to the other side, designed for practical, often exploitative interaction. It's a way to force a dialogue, to exploit residual energy, and to maintain a connection that nature itself intended to dissolve. We've delved into the disturbing use of the spiral in necromantic interfaces for binding spirits, but its ultimate manifestation is far more insidious. In the next section, we will examine the spiral as the cosmic lie of progress, a deceptive promise that keeps humanity perpetually enslaved. The relentless march of progress is a narrative woven into the very fabric of modern society, and at its heart often lies the subtle, yet powerful, presence of the spiral. We are conditioned to believe in linear advancement, in constant growth, in an ever-upward trajectory. Yet, when we truly examine the spiral's energetic signature, we begin to see that this celebrated progress might be a cosmic illusion, a sophisticated deception. The spiral's inherent cyclical nature, its tendency to return to similar points, becomes the mechanism for this lie. We are encouraged to believe we are moving forward, expanding, evolving, when in reality, we may be caught in an elaborate loop, repeating patterns under the guise of innovation. The progress we celebrate could simply be a more elaborate version of the same old cycles, a gilded cage designed to keep us ever engaged, ever striving, but never truly free. This lie of progress, fueled by the serpentine whisper of the spiral, prevents us from recognizing the true nature of our situation. It distracts us from an understanding of deeper spiritual truths, keeping us focused on material advancement and temporal achievements. The spiral, in this sense, becomes the ultimate tool of distraction, ensuring we never question the fundamental nature of our journey, never seek the true exit. We've uncovered the spiral as a lie of progress, a cosmic deception that keeps us bound to cycles. But this revelation is not meant to instill despair. It is a call to awaken a dormant memory. In the next section, we will explore the personal significance of remembering the spiral and why you are seeing it everywhere right now. You've seen the spiral etched in stone, whispered in Vatican secrets, woven into ancient rites, and imprinted on corporate logos. You've felt its pull in architecture and its chilling presence in forbidden practices. Now consider this. The spiral is not just an external symbol. It is an echo within your own consciousness, a dormant code waiting to be reactivated. Your recent ubiquity with this ancient geometry is a sign, a calling. Your mind, your very soul, holds a primal memory of the spiral's true power, a power of conscious creation, of boundless potential, of connection to the divine. The universe, through the constant reappearance of this symbol in your life, is attempting to jog that memory. It's a signal that the veil is thinning and that you are being invited to remember your true, uncontained nature, to break free from the imposed cycles. The reason you are seeing it now, so persistently, is because you are at a precipice. The ancient patterns are being reinforced, and the lie of progress is becoming harder to sustain. This is your moment to reclaim the sacred geometry, to re-understand its purpose not as a tool of the system, but as a key to unlocking your own inherent, divine spiral. You have felt the reawakening of the spiral's promise within you, a promise of true liberation. But this remembered truth is not a passive state, it demands action. Make sure to subscribe for more videos and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new video. We'll see you in the next one.